Hello, every pony. My name's Benjamin Brony.
I'm Captain Warsarcy.
And I'm Kent Sullivan, aka Corruptor X. Sorry for the audio, it's gonna suck really badly in this episode.
And this is Brony's Real Radio.
Whoop!
Okay, and I have one thing to say, which is the first thing to say about this episode. Rarity.
Yeah.
Rarity. My God.
Rarity,
And
fuck.
it's not a good rarity. It's a bad rarity. Too much rarity. At least to me.
I like
So much
rarity.
rarity is fucking easy.
Hey, did you
There's
see
not
the look?
enough plot.
Did you see? Hey, did you see the looks they kept giving each other?
We mean Rarity and Pinky.
Yes.
No.
I want you in bed. Looks.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you give another pony when you want them dead.
Also, what's it called? This is another episode where we have Pinky and Rarity, because obviously Rowan was gifted one pie. That was the episode with Pinky and Rarity, which is actually, I'm surprised, it's a really good
Yeah, good team. Like was it
match.
Gift of Mod Pie when they teamed up.
I'm really excited about how excited I am about being excited.
Yeah, I'm a little mad that there's so much Rarity this season, and it's like, it's like every episode, or at least every other episode, has like a focus on Rarity. Or at least a focus kind of on Rarity. I'm really pissed off with that.
Elijah Ball, she lowered her budget on voice acting. She's like, all right, sure, he can be more episodes. Anyway,
Put more Rarity in there.
Anyway, wider ethnic diversity, which I liked. The Arabian pony, I like it. It's awesome.
Oh yeah.
You get
Yeah,
more
I like
diverse with the ethnicity, and the Arabian mare was really cute. She kind of reminded me of my Subi
She was
OC.
really cute.
She reminded me of my Subi OC only because of the eyes. A lot of
I like the
unicorns.
design of her face. Her face was a little bit easy.
It's like a full-grown mare, but in a pony body.
A little more square looking.
Yeah, but no, like I say, yeah, it's like kind of like Celestia's face, but on a pony body.
Pony level. Mmm.
Also,
Her dad. was
also,
fat.
yeah, her dad was her dad was an asset of that Russian pony from Saddle Rack and Row, or the Saddle Row review. You know what I'm talking about, right? They just took the asset of the Russian pony dad,
So,
and they turned into the father of this girl.
No, because every single
he's
Florida
secretly the father of both.
Yeah.
Every single
Split personality.
Every single Florida pony is the same actor. It's the same pony. Just in
No.
disguise.
I'll deny that when they add Mr. Generic Voice for the movie.
He was Lee Parker who actually voiced him. I thought it was actually Keaton Miller, and then I realized it was Lee Parker. Okay. It's gummy.
Our microphone's a little
Yeah, that
muffled,
was
but
muffled.
we'll continue.
That episode made me hungry. That episode made me hungry.
I would say same here, but I just woke up right when the episode was gonna start, so I was just laying in bed watching it.
I've been up all night long, and I'm hungry, so that episode made me even more hungry.
Oh yeah, food episode. Of course, it was Pinky, so there had to be sweets and
Kind of
food.
remind me of this. Yeah. Kind of remind me of this what's it called? Not the episode, but the restaurant kind of reminded me of a restaurant that I actually kind of went to when I was younger, and it was basically like the exact same type of thing.
So
It reminded me of it, and I was like, hey, it's
some-
nice.
Some you'd see in Seattle also.
Okay.
So, what did you like mostly about the episode, Benjamin?
Well, I like the diversity of like how they kind of had new well, and I guess new accent. This episode had a lot of really unique looking ponies, like a lot of new unique looking ponies. They were really cool, and Also, Gordon Ramsay pony. Oh my god, it's
since I do kind of watch some of like the shows that he's in, I was just like, oh my god, Gordon Ramsay, that's so cool. I was like that. And the song was a little entertaining, but I mean, like, okay, really, out of like since like season 4 or so, all the songs have been kind of like how you say bland this season.
Kind of unrememberable.
This season, the songs have just been they feel forced.
Yeah,
It's
like
hey,
they
yeah,
we need
they're
a
a
song.
little
Cue the
forced.
music.
have a checklist where like, okay, we need a song in this scene.
Song.
The end.
We need a song to pass the time.
Also, their
Time after time.
machina of creating the hologram map again.
Yes, since then. But as part of her studies, Starlight's been assisting me, and together we think we've come up with a spell that will get work again. Without further ado...
After Starlight
Right.
messed it up.
Yeah. I like the continuity in that, how like they actually like show when she messed it up and stuff.
Yeah.
Like they kind of fixed it.
'Cause I actually didn't.
Halfway through the season.
Yeah, I actually didn't realize that they weren't using the map. I thought they were just showing it working off screen. I didn't know the map wasn't. I didn't know the map wasn't working this whole time. Until they like brought up like the map isn't working.
Me
It's like,
neither,
oh
I mean,
really?
obviously-
I didn't know the map wasn't working.
Really? I didn't know it was broken.
Well, nobody really paid much attention to the map.
About the episode Horse Arcee.
Just to piss Ben off, Rarity. No, I'm just kidding.
Really?
I don't know what I really liked about this episode. There's just not too much that really stuck out to me, other than all the accents and stuff like that. And Chef Ramsay Pony.
That a secretary pony in one of the scenes.
I'm tempted to make frickin' I'm tempted to use that to make Chef Ramsay jokes in a spoof video. This crab is so uncooked, it's singing under the frickin' sea!
I'll explain what I didn't like about the episode in a bit, but I liked... You already said it, and I kind of already said it. I like that they're making a wider ethnicity kind of thing. I can't wait to see what else they add, like race-wise, because I really liked how they did. I like that it had a Rarity and Pinky in it again. This episode was a little. This episode was a little slow, but I'll explain that later.
Even a little. Just a little. But
I think they handled it really well, though.
Did you think that was what you liked about the episode?
But no, yeah. Another thing I was gonna say, what I like, they handled like the new race thing kind of well. I'm glad they didn't, be insensitive about handling that. Normally cartoons can do it wrong and handle it really wrong.
But this is Pony. You gotta give it some love,
No, like I was saying, they
You
did.
gotta, you gotta trust him.
Like I was saying, they did handle it well.
I know.
Also, the new Arabian
But
ponies,
some might think that they are.
the Arabian mare is cute. I like the whole,
I know, you said that before.
like the whole Arabic culture. I really like it, mainly because of psychedelic trance and all that. So, what didn't you like about the episode, Benjamin?
Well, I didn't like, what was it called? I didn't like that critic pony. She was a witch.
Oh yeah,
She was a big witch. What was her name? I forgot her name. That's how much I care
Bitch
about her.
Pony.
I can't remember. I'll
Yeah.
probably put the name of it.
Exactly. I didn't like how Rarity was like, oh, you must conform to be the best. And it's like, no, be the best by being unique-ish, Rarity, you're doing it wrong.
It's a slight change of
Like, ugh.
what was this? Is it like a slight change of personality in her in a way?
Yeah,
I think
really,
in
I was like,
the episodes where she's making those dresses. What was it? what was it? The Art of the Rules of Rarity with Sassy Saddles when she's like kept making all those dresses. I don't know. It seems kind of like.
Oh, yeah. You just pointed that out. Like, because she was like, "Oh, I don't want to conform and make them all the exact same."
Yeah.
And then it's like, "No, we must make you the exact same to fit in." It's like, what? You just overwent on who you fucking believe in.
Heretic. So,
Ryder, you're doing it wrong.
So what? Oh, was that it, or we have a little bit more?
Yeah, that was really it. I kind of liked it. I don't have any gripes about the song.
I'm going to gripe about the song and say that it felt unnecessary, like I already said. That's one thing I didn't really like about it.
It's like,
And really, just, it felt kind of slow, so.
I really liked Applejack's Day Off.
Applejack song?
I don't know what it is. I just really like the episode. But
that episode.
This one's a little bit too slow, and it seems similar to the Saddle Row review, to where it's like almost 2 episodes right next to each other that are kind of similar, and it's like, it's kind of the same formula as Saddle Rack and Row.
That's why I'm ranting about rarity, because there's too much rarity. It's like I need some change.
All the other episode names have been confirmed and shit like that on DQD.
I've seen that. We'll have an episode, a hiatus episode on that later on this year.
Coming September 26th.
Probably next episode. That'll be some nice speculation episodes.
Yeah. So what else didn't you like about War Sarcy?
I wouldn't say other than music, the unnecessary song, and just the slowness. There wasn't really much to dislike.
Yeah,
What did you not like about it?
I didn't. Ken Sullivan. I didn't really like the song all that much because it seemed, like you said, it was a little forced. Yeah, the songs are lackluster. They're this is like saying the Saddle Rack and Row episode. It's very similar to that. And I don't mind it when they have the same character in a few other episodes, but it's like very similar plot-wise.
We need to see a little bit more of Twilight, because she's not in that many, at least, regarding the plot.
I think they're just...
She's just kind of there.
I think they're just trying to expand and like have more other characters in the spotlight.
I don't know, even Pinkie Pie, like...
Also, one thing that...
Too much rare.
One thing that was kind of funny is, they're doing the modern thing again, where they're introducing a modern day thing from now, where Pinkie was twirling the signs. You know, the sign twirling job that people have.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was a little funny. But that was like a few months ago when people started doing that, and it's kind of dying down, where they're just putting mannequins that twirl signs.
Was it just a couple of months ago that started?
Be our guest. Be our guest.
Okay. Yeah, he's there. Okay. Now to introduce our guest, Bolt the Super Pony.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey.
Yo.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Wait, we
Thanks
didn't
for being
say
here.
Yeah, we didn't say welcome to Branchio Radio.
Yeah. No.
John?
Welcome to Branchio Radio. There, I did it.
Thank you.
All right, so
Shoot.
Bolt.
How'd you
Yeah, you asked.
How'd you get in the fandom?
So I got, it was kind of interesting. What happened was, it's the very first, before I even knew about My Little Pony, way back in like 2011, I think it was, I had watched a video on YouTube. It was Winter Wrap Up, like in Piano Suite D or something like that by Musical Wolf. And I had never knew what the song was even. I was like, oh, this is beautiful. I went to go look up the original, and I went and found a video of the original Winter Wrap Up from the show. I got about 10 to 15 seconds in, got to Pinkie Pie's verse, and then I turned it off. I was like, no, that's way too girly. How can anyone watch this? Nope. And I think I was about 15 at the... No, I was 15 at the... So like...
Wait, how old are you now?
I'm 21.
Oh, I was like, you sound like you're in your 20s.
Yeah. Oh, thanks. That's good. Especially since I've been confused from my mother in the past.
What?
Yeah, I get on the phone and someone will say, "Oh, Tay," and then they think I'm my mom. It's like, "Oh, hi. I know we can't."
You'd fake someone out in phone 6.
19, 18, so 2016. So I was 16 back then. Yeah, and so but I continued listening to the regular the piano song because I really liked it. So yeah, fast forward about 3 years later, I'm at college, Sierra College, which is a community college in California, and I'm in the computer lab. And I think I'm like one of the last people there, one of the few people there. I'm pretty sure it was like an afternoon, so most people had already left. And there weren't any classes going on there at the time, so it was just basically me and the lab tech, and the lab tech was showing me, because it was the last day before spring break, and so she was showing me all these cool TV shows I could watch over the break, and she showed me, the ones I can remember, she showed me Gargoyles, and one or two others I can't remember, but one of them was My Little Pony, and she's like showing me some scenes that she thought were pretty funny. One of them was the one where Pinkie Pie was chasing Rainbow Dash all over the place. Like Rainbow Dash, like, it was like, you know, hiding in like the bell tower, and Pinkie Pie found her or something like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so I was like, alright, it looks okay. I'll give it a try. And so the first episode I watched was the sleepover episode. I can't quite.
Yeah. Look before you sleep.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, look before you sleep.
Yeah, you're right. It's Look Before You Sleep, and I was okay. It wasn't too impressive. And so then I tried Hurricane Fluttershy, and that one I really caught on to that one. This was in December of 2013. No, so it was just before winter break then, not spring break. And I like that one a lot better. Then I watched like one or two others, and I was starting to get to like the show. And then the next one I watched was kind of a mistake. It was like 1:30 in the morning at my grandmother's house. I think I can't remember if my grandmother was even there or not. And I watched A Candlelight Wedding, parts 1 and 2.
Nice.
Yeah. And so that's when I saw Chrysalis, and I'm like, holy crap, this is dark. Like, what are they putting in
Well,
this
it
show?
was dark.
Yeah, and then the whole Chrysalis transformation thing, I was kind of like scared. I was like, that was a mistake to watch at 1:30 in the morning.
Intrigued.
That was a mistake. So I was like, okay, I have to go watch another one now because like I gotta get that out of my head. I gotta get some like really like more colorful, cheery episode now. And it was about that point when I realized, oh shit, I'm hooked now. Oh no. And so,
Damn you,
oh,
teacher.
no. Like, oh man. So that was the point I really realized I was hooked. And so I didn't really get into the fandom too much. I was just really watching the show. Didn't realize it was too much of a fandom. But what was really interesting was when I got to Winter Wrap Up, and I listened to the song, I was like, oh my gosh, this is the same song that I didn't like listening to 4 years ago, and now I'm listening to it. And I went from, in the span of like 4 years, it took me long enough, I went from not even liking that song to watching the episode, liking the song, and then buying it when they released it on CD. They released the MP3.
Yeah, the karaoke.
Yeah, and then that's the next step for me. But it's just like, wow, I can't believe how naive I was back then. I didn't even know that there was a following to this. I didn't know this was such a big deal. I didn't know it was so good. But Pinkie Pie's high-pitched voice just signaled this is a girl show. Why am I watching this? And
Her name is Pink.
Yeah, she is a pink pony. How much girly can you get? And then now we have Cadence and Flurry Heart. That question that's been raised to him. That bar's been raised. Yeah. So and then actually, so getting into the fandom, how I got into the actual fandom was for my English class, it was English 1C, which was critical thinking and literature, and so we had to write essays for various topics. One of them was how or why something happened, And so we were doing a roundtable discussion in the class, just throwing out ideas. And so each table had to come up with 5 ideas, and then we present those to the class. So I was like, hey, here's a funny idea. I'll just present this one as a joke. Why is My Little Pony so popular amongst grown men? And so I threw that out as a joke, and some people laughed. And keep in mind, this college is at a place, it was in a town called Rockland, which is a very conservative town filled with Mormons.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
Yeah. Not to say that Mormons are, anti-brony or anything, but just like, it's not as popular.
Mormon!
It's just not as popular, and I could only find one other person who really liked the show in the entire Tri-City area, from Lincoln, Rockland, Roseville.
Oh, man.
And that was kind of sad, but I kind of thought, as I heard the person at my table read that idea out loud, I was like, you know what? Challenge accepted. I'm going to make that my topic, and I'm going to explore, and I'm going to see why this show is so popular.
Cool.
And so I did this, I started doing this research project, which took me all across places of the fandom, Equestria Daily, at which point I had to cite like about 3 different articles on Equestria Daily, and I was like, why is this Seth guy writing almost every article? Like, how do I cite something that has been written by the same author? And I probably ended up coming up with about 16 different sources, I think it was, for that, and it turned into like a 5-page paper. And so, yeah, there was that one, and then I did another one that was like a 7-page paper, and from what I remember, I ended up getting A's on both of those.
Wow.
And my teacher later told me that I didn't think that you could get really far on that paper, but I didn't want to discourage you by saying, I think you should pick another topic. But she was even impressed.
Nice.
And so, yeah, that was how I really dove into the fandom, was through that, and I've since been somewhat of a regular on Equestria Daily, at least until I switched to the new Discuss comment system. And
I received you in the final sections before I ever knew you were actually in a staff at Everfree.
Oh yeah, that was fine. And then yeah, the staff at Everfree thing, that's a whole different story. After I moved to Portland, because back from Rockland, I never thought that conventions existed until one night at my college, and I was in the computer lab after hours. I think I was the last person there. It was like 8 or 9 o'clock at night. And there might have been 1 or 2 other people in. Anyways, I'm looking online, and I'm just looking at Dana Simpson's Facebook page, because I liked Heavenly Nostrils. And so I'm just looking at her Facebook page, and one of the posts she mentioned was cons I'm going to. And so I'm looking through these conventions, like, okay, cool, there are like geek conventions out there. And then one I saw was BabsCon SF. And I was like, SF usually stands for San Francisco, and that's like 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours away from here by driving. I could do that. And so I looked it up to see what it was, and I was like, there's a My Little Pony convention? What is this? And so I bought like I got really excited about it. I was like, let's do this. And I convinced my parents to pay for me to go and stay one night. And they're like, yeah, you can pick either Friday or Saturday. So I picked Saturday. And I went there, and I had like the best time of my life. And so from that point on, I was hooked on conventions. And so I went to the next year's BabsCon. Huh?
Oh, I just laughed. That's cool.
Yeah, that's no problem. No, that's fine. Yeah, so from then on, I was just hooked on conventions. I moved to Portland a couple years later. They had something called Northwest Brony Fest, where a lot of the bronies from Seattle come down to Portland for the weekend. And I was sitting in Powell's, which is a huge bookstore in downtown Portland. It literally takes up an entire city block, and it's like 3 stories high. I think they have a basement and 2 stories, but it's huge. And I was sitting there with one of the people. I didn't know this guy. I just knew he was from the Seattle group. That's all I knew about him. And so I was telling him, yeah, I was thinking about working at Everfree just because, it might be fun. He's like, oh, you should. You totally should. We need people. And then he gives me his card, and his card said, Everfree Northwest, Ethereal Vision, Director of Human Resources. Yeah. Of all the people I could have been talking to, was the Director of HR. And so I went from like BabsCon's unofficial street team to being Director of Public Relations, just like that.
Nice.
Yeah, and that is where my being in the fandom just really took off, because by that point on, I had started making connections with like people from Requester Daily, people from the convention, and I got into Ponyville FM. I have my own radio show, Sonic Radio Boom first, and then Ponyville FM, and
Sonic.
just I've like. It's been such an incredible journey, and I've been loving every minute of it. But yeah, that's basically my story of being in the fandom. It's been so much fun, and I don't know what my life would be like without it.
That's incredible. that's
I think
one of the most detailed
I think you're-
explanations I ever heard.
Yeah, I think that's the most detailed guy
That's
actually
the
gone
best
after
and
this
longest
story.
detailed one we've had.
You deserve a medal.
Oh, thank you. I could have gone
Give
more
us-
detailed, but
Virtual medal.
No, I mean,
Yay.
no, I mean, I'm not being sarcastic or anything. I like hearing about that, like hearing how, how people were affected by it, positively.
Yeah, it's been such a fun time. Yeah, BabsCon 2014 was the first convention I think I've ever been to, and then I went to 2015, and at 2015 I just stayed the entire weekend, and I had a great time. And that was the first one I actually went to the whole convention of. Yeah, and SAC Anime, I've been there as well, just for like a one day on Sunday. Yeah, and then one of my favorite questions to ask at conventions, at panels and stuff, is what's the wildest or weirdest thing that's happened to you at a convention? And I've heard some awesome stories. And
Oh god.
so that's why I started a panel at Everfree called that. It could only happen at a con, where people just share fun convention stories. I'm like, because this is a thing that needs to happen, because people have great stories, and it can
odd
be
stuff.
so funny.
Like what we heard, what happened in the lobby. Never mind.
And where?
Everfree.
Oh god.
Oh,
we
The
will.
lobby was outside the vendor hall.
Yeah.
Oh, what? I didn't hear about it.
It was awesome.
I told you about it, Bolt, remember?
Finger.
Oh, yes, I remember that now. Yeah.
The case
Oh my
of-
gosh.
The case of the wandering finger.
Oh.
The case of the infected index finger.
Don't go to depth about this. This is going on YouTube.
Yeah.
No depth about this. We don't want to ruin it.
You were starting to like the My Little Pony when you were watching the Hurricane Fluttershy episode, so what was your favorite pony? Or if you even have a favorite pony from the show?
Oh, wait, from when I was watching which episode?
Or wait, when you were saying you watched Hurricane Fluttershy, that one kind of hooked you into
Oh,
more, so...
I immediately glommed on to Fluttershy.
Alright, yeah, that's what I was kind of figuring, that's why you brought
Yeah,
that one.
I love Fluttershy. In my opinion, it's like Fluttershy is best pony and Dorothy is my favorite.
Awesome. What did you like about the episode, Bolt? What is it that you liked the most?
I heard you guys, I heard someone here ranting about the song, and I actually like the song.
All of us.
A little bit unnecessary,
I
maybe.
think it was Michael.
Yeah, I think it was. It might have been a little bit unnecessary, but I think it was. I think it was a good, catchy song. It definitely brought in the. I felt a very, very kind of an Indian vibe to it.
Yeah.
The background music in the show was really good. I like the story. The characters. Oh my gosh, the daughter was super cute.
Yeah.
Super cute.
I know.
Oh, she was adorable. The food critic was a total bitch. Just her personality, even. And I'm wondering, I have wondered if she'll get like some sort of a redemption episode, like Diamond TR did. But
Maybe
she's
not.
kind of really is more of a background character.
Yeah,
Like
she-
we've only seen glimpses of her.
Yeah, like, Sapphire Shores and all those other ones that only show up once.
Yeah, but even Sapphire Shore showed up a second time at least.
Yeah.
This was just like a one-off character. Let's see. I had something else and I kind of forgot what it was. I think Rarity went a little bit over the top. She was
Yeah.
a little. I don't know. I don't want to say she's too much Rarity, but I kind of have to agree that she was a little bit out of character. The I didn't notice the Gordon Ramsay reference until.
You didn't know?
No, I didn't notice that until I think it was someone. Someone online pointed out somewhere, and I was like, you know what? I wonder if Gordon Ramsay knows about this. So then I tweeted about it and I tagged him in the tweet. So I'll see if he does anything with that.
Oh my God! You tweeted him? Oh,
yeah, I did. I said, congrats at Gordon Ramsay. You're in hashtag My Little Pony this morning. I also linked the Derpy Guru.
What are we gonna say?
Yeah, so I said, congrats at Gordon Ramsay. You were in hashtag My Little Pony this morning. Hashtag MLP Season 6. I posted a picture and then tagged him, tagged the Derpy Brewer link in it too. So we'll see if he does anything with that.
How about sending me the perfect one?
But yeah, it's gotten a lot of likes and a few retweets so far, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, that's I can't wait. I hope he retweets it, because I mean, think about it, if you're like a famous person and then you were in a show like so ridiculous called My Little Pony that you thought was an '80s cartoon, I think I would want to know about that, assuming it doesn't get buried in a Twitter feed.
Oh man.
But I would want to know about that.
Turn Ramsay into a brain.
So,
Yes, I almost typed in "Welcome to the Herd," but I didn't. Almost typed that.
that'd been awesome. So,
That would have been.
So what didn't you like about the episode?
Because on Barry 2, they had a rating scale. I gave it a 9. I kind of meant to give it an 8. But, let's see, what was it? Because there's something I didn't like about it. Is generally, I don't know if there have been many episodes I don't like, minus the first 4 of the season. Everything I pretty much haven't found any particular fault with. And the other thing, keeping in mind, of course, it's no, I'm not like the reviewer type that looks too far into it, but I don't think I saw anything in particular that really stood out to me like I don't like this. It was a fairly good episode, I thought. Oh yeah, I remember now. I don't know why they brought the cutie map back. That seemed kind of out of place.
Just so they can mention that, hey, it's still here.
Yeah, it seemed like that to me kind of screamed marketing. Like, let's sell toys.
We haven't seen the cutie map all season.
Yeah, no, look, Starlight and Twilight all of a sudden have a spell to bring it back. Like, it didn't really seem like it fit very well at all.
Deus Ex Machina.
Yeah, just like that would be my one gripe. I think is that the cutie map didn't really. It felt very out of place. Like, why do we still need this? I thought we kind of moved on. What?
I said there's a lot that feels out of place now lately.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, it's just like but I was hoping they'd really take it in a new direction, but no, they did this, not even just a callback, they kind of rehashed a device from last season that seemed like it had already reached its big conclusion with the finale last season. But if they had maybe done a little bit more of an intro, a little more story into the cutie map as to why they need to bring it back, I might be a little bit more okay with that, but it's like, oh yeah, remember the cutie map used to be here? Yeah, we have a spell to bring it back now, because reasons. So that's probably my great idea.
I kind of like that, like, they brought it back, because we didn't, even though we did kind of get a little bit of episodes featuring it and stuff last season, I did like those episodes. I mean, it's not like I didn't like them, and I actually did like them, so they were enjoyable. So I'm kind of happy they brought it back.
Yeah, and I like those episodes too. They were good, and I'm not like not really sad they brought it back. Just I guess it's the way they brought it back, and the fact that part felt really rushed, and almost like we have to do this because marketing said we have to. And yeah, I don't know, maybe they'll take it to a more original some more original plot lines, but it felt like it was kind of rehashed. Yeah, I'm not necessarily like griping that they brought it back, I guess. I don't know, something.
Even though you kind of just explained it.
To be honest, I would have put a, I guess reprise would be the word? Reprise? For the song at the very end. They kind of did it as more background music, and it sounded like they were about to sing, and then they didn't. So I was hoping that they could, the song of the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. In my opinion, they needed to reprise the song. Or it didn't need to, but it would have been nice to hear it because it's a really catchy song. I can't wait for all the remixes that are going to come out of that. I think everything else was handled pretty well. The callbacks were great too, with the characters coming back. And that food critic was so antagonistic that it's hard not to hate her. But yeah, I think the song at the end would have been the one thing I would have changed. I can't think of too much else that I would have changed about it. I think they handled it pretty well. They handled the cultural differences aspect of it pretty well as well. So yeah, I think I'd have to say just the song at the end, and also because they're making this. This is a network decision, of course, not a show's creator's decision. But since they're splitting it up, and this is like the start of the hiatus. The Do Princesses Dream of Magic Sheep was something that was like so amazing that I could go back and I could watch it again and again, and just like it really made for kind of an oomph. Like it gave the half season a real kick at the end, and I don't know that this episode did as much.
It didn't.
Yeah, so that's another thing I might have changed. I don't know how I would change that, but that's another thing that I might have changed.
Yeah, I think the only thing I would have changed is at least like make the song feel more necessary. If not, get rid of it.
Yeah, I can see that.
So they had 2 songs? Yeah, I think it was 2 songs max in this episode.
I think it was like
I was gonna change something this episode.
To me, it's like when the song isn't memorable, I zone it out.
Whole thing.
You would change what?
If I was gonna change the episode, I would change the absolute whole thing and turn it into a Starlight Glimmer building episode.
Now it's my
We haven't had enough of those.
Yeah, we
that'd be
didn't
interesting.
see much of Starlight.
Yeah, I'm starting to like Starlight more.
So
It's funny too, because the first episode of season 5, everyone hated Starlight, and now,
Oh, yeah.
like,
I thought
yeah,
she was unrememberable. Like, I hate her in the way where she seemed like, oh, another villain. And I thought she was just forgettable until, I don't know, I like that she has mental problems. I keep saying that, but I just love it. She's unstable. She's very unstable. I feel like she'll snap at any point and become evil again, which I like the idea of.
yeah, I can totally
might
see
be
that.
cool.
The dark side calls you home.
She'll steal the Cutie Mark Reserve's cutie marks, which are the most powerful cutie marks.
Yeah, her and T-Rex, their powers for the start come from like just tricking people into thinking like them.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Except Starlight's Glimmers was way darker, more like a concentration camp.
It was
I like
because it
that
had
idea.
like real world. I think it was even Black Griffin. And I'm gonna guess that what he said was true, but he said, I'm pretty sure he was in the military. And what he said on the Bernie's React video was that the scary thing is that he has seen things like that in real life. That happens.
Oh, and I read about a lot of things about
No. Creepy.
that. So I was thinking,
So that's what makes it really hit home, and that's what makes it creepy, in my opinion.
I was learning a lot from Jordan underneath his videos. And what we all said about the episode, and I I like the way the critic looked. She looked pretty cool. She's
I like her
a jerk.
mane.
Yeah, she looked cool. She's a jerk. They nailed that right. Also, bold. Did you know I'm wearing my tie? Is he wearing my tie?
Yeah.
Your tie?
Yeah.
What tie?
Are you gonna compliment me on it?
D-tie.
The tie.
D-tie.
Is it from My Little Ties?
In a way, a blue
Oh, cool.
a blue OC wears it.
I was just waiting for that.
Also, we seen the butt of the father of the little mare a little bit too much. Like they had too many back shots of the father. I noticed.
Oh, in the episode?
Yeah.
Nah, I didn't notice that.
Me neither. What are you looking at, Kirk? You
Of course, you'd be checking out a stallion's butt.
It's paused right there. We'll drop the base. Alright.
Very cool.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you guys again for having me. That was fun.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah. Oh, and mind if I plug my show?
Go ahead.
Sure.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, sure.
So my show is Music is Timeless, 12 a.m. Eastern Time on Saturday morning, so the 9 p.m. Pacific Time, Friday night on Ponyville FM. And I often take requests. Once in a while I'll do a mix, but I'm usually mostly a request show, and sometimes I do a theme every week. But yeah, come check it out. Join the IRC. It's a lot of fun.
Heck yes. You should do a Brownie Trio radio theme.
Yeah. Oh, I should. Yeah, you're right.
You wouldn't. It'd be cool.
I'll give you guys next show I'll give you guys a shout out.
All right, thank you.
Also, again, thank you, Wing McAllister, from last episode doing that for us. Alrighty. Well, thank you very much. Thanks for tuning in. Other stuff I can't remember right now.
And we'll see you in the next one.
In the subway.
Bye.
Thanks for a pie.